Hey all, welcome to A Fistful of Dice. My name is Matt. Today I'm going to be showing you some cool dice that I just picked up from RPGshop.com. There's some cool kind of randomizer dice for dungeons and encounters and things like that, and even character creation with Dungeons and Dragons or any sort of role-playing game that you're going to be playing. So I'm going to show you these dice that I just got today, and also kind of explain how I would use them in a game or in preparation for a game. Alright, so I'm actually going to be showing you the dice on my Magic playmat so that they're not super loud and rattly when I roll them. So a little while ago, I made a prep video wherein I showed off my Rory Story Cubes, which are these dice that have little images on them that are intended to sort of spur creativity and help you sort of just get inspired. Looking at these little images can trigger a lot of things in your brain, and it helps more than you think it would, just seeing these little things, and it almost gives you a bit of a point to work backwards on. So I'm a big fan of things like this, and I'm always on the lookout for cool randomizers and improvisational tools that I can use during my games. So I just picked up some more of these guys. So all of these dice I got from RPGshop.com, and I've been looking for specifically this D12, this Dungeon D12, for about a year and a half. Every place I look never has these in stock, and RPG Shop did. So I was very happy. I actually picked 4 of these up. Because I want to be able to have multiples if I need them, and also be cool to include in giveaways for the channel and things like that, because these dice are kind of hard to find. So yeah, this one here is a D12 with some simple dungeon room designs on it, and it also has the numbers on it, so you could use it as a D12 if you wanted to, but it's kind of loud and big, so I don't know why you'd want to. So let's say that you have the basic idea for your dungeon, but you don't necessarily know what's in every room, and you don't necessarily know what the rooms look like. So your players say, all right, we open the door. So you go ahead and roll this behind your screen, and you say, you see in front of you a long hallway with cobblestone floors, much like the rest of the dungeon. The walls are crumbling in on themselves, and you see that this hallway ends in a stairwell, which descends further into the dungeon. All of a sudden, your PCs are like, okay. Well, we turn back around. We open the other door. You're like, all right, it's a dead end. You're going to have to go down those stairs. So it's a cool way for you to kind of lay your dungeon out without necessarily needing a map on hand. And you wouldn't necessarily need to use these shapes explicitly, but it would kind of give you a good idea of the general layout of the room and the shape of it and all of that kind of stuff. So I love stuff like this. The other dice that I got is a trap dice, and it's a D12, same scale, 30 millimeter as the dungeon dice, and it has different kinds of traps on it with these adorable little drawings of people just being absolutely dismembered and murdered by these traps. So it has like pit trap, blade trap, acid spray trap, crushing trap, quicksand trap, monster trap. So it's a pretty cool thing for someone like me who always has a hard time with traps in-game. It's a cool way to just be like, you know what, I want there to be a trap here. Okay, it's a quicksand trap. And then just kind of come up with the stats on the fly. Or if you're like me, you have a list of traps ready to go. I can easily pull the stats of a trap that would work for a quicksand trap and just use those. So I thought that was kind of cool. And again, the images just kind of get you thinking. It's not all about just rolling and looking at the letters. The images do help, I find. So that's why I picked these guys up. The next die that I got is another D12. This one is 28 millimeter scale, so this is standard scale D12. It's not big like these guys are, so you see it's significantly smaller. This die actually has D&D monster types on it. So it's got like Fae, magical beast, outsider, undead, ooze, aberration, dragon, plant, elemental, construct, animal/vermin. So that's kind of cool for you to be able to be like like, let's say you kind of want some inspiration for what kind of monster you want to include in your dungeon. You just give that a roll, and you're like, all right, animal vermin. Or you could even roll the dungeon die and the monster die at the same time and come up with a passageway with an aberration in it. You could also do the same thing with the trap die. Roll both the room die and the trap die and come up with the room and the trap for that room. The fourth die that I got is this D8 weather die, and it has different kinds of weather on it. It's got different kinds of storms, clear, overcast, storming. It even has one that says disaster on it. So you can kind of take that as you will, but if the PCs ask, what's the weather like right now, and you say, oh, well, it's just raining a little bit, it's just precipitating. But if the PCs ask, what's the weather like right now, and you're like, oh, disaster, and you're like, it's actually like a lightning storm is starting to pick up, and you can kind of use it in that way. So I like that too. I love little things like this, and again, the images on it just kind of get those juices flowing. So. And the last two that I got are specific to 5th edition, and what we have here is a D10 with all of the Player's Handbook races on there. So all 9 races plus a roll again option, and a D12 with all of the Player's Handbook classes. So I love randomly rolling up characters. I love working within the constraints that I've chosen for myself. So I love rolling on random charts for characters and things like that. But with this, I just give these guys a little roll here, and I get Sorcerer, roll again. So go ahead and roll again. So Dragonborn. So I'm going to make a Dragonborn Sorcerer. I just love stuff like that. And these are really, really nice. They're actually they're not just painted on, they're actually etched into the die. So these are actually engraved slightly with the symbols on there. So I thought that was pretty cool. So anyway, yeah, so I got all those again from rpgshop.com. And I am really looking forward to putting these guys to good use, both in my preparation before a game and also, during the game to spice things up and help me with my improvisation. I always say the best way to improve as an improvisational DM is give yourself the tools that you need. So these are my tools. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me. Take care and happy gaming all.